Let us begin. In an unexpected turn of events, your journey into the Krziki jungles has shifted back in the direction of Port Hope, though the coastal city where your journey began is not the one in your crosshairs. After days of searching for an unmapped point of interest in the jungle that the fates themselves seem to have given to you, you located the Shrine of Vorn, an area of the jungle that had been kept under control, cut back and well trimmed, it seemed, by the tribes of goblins, veg pygmies, and grung who worshipped the so-called Iron God, which you discovered was an old shield guardian from the times of the Giant Wars, currently in an inactive state without its control amulet. At the shrine, you found the remains of the small goblin force that once followed Yaka, exiles taking refuge in the area known as the Peace Zone. But before conversing with their new chieftain, Ruki, you would encounter an army of aggressive, territorial, and superior frogfolk known as Grung that seemed rather displeased by your presence at the Shrine of Vorn. Their displeasure only grew when you began shoveling the treasure and other items of tribute to their Iron God into your bag of holding. I should also mention, with as little context as possible, that during the time of testing Yaka's now confirmed false amulet of Vorm, Gorm impaled Brett with a javelin. Anywho, Chieftain Brett of the Adventurers and Chieftain Ruki of the Exiles would have a parley at the not-so-proverbial line in the jungle where the Peace Zone ended. Ruki saves you the trouble of being attacked by the angry Grung army and telling you of their troubles as exiles, how they followed Yaka because of his real Vorn necklace. A necklace you know is an imitation Shield Guardian control amulet. And because of this choice, following the only true favorite of Vorn, they were exiled by Grabstab, a goblin with a supposedly fake Vorn necklace that is now claiming to be queen of the Biting Ant tribe, located a few days northeast at an encampment called Yellyark. After the parley with your newfound knowledge of Grung and Goblin tribal relations, the Peace Zone, Queen Grabstab, and the Biting Ant tribe, you bestowed the gift of the real Vorn amulet upon Ruki and asked that he leads his tribe of exiles away to hopefully draw the ire of the Grung off of you. But alas, it seemed the Grung remained quite displeased, waiting for the safe return of all the loot stolen from the offering mound at the feet of the Iron God. While it was difficult for an adventuring party to return treasure, you did so, returning the loot to the Grung, but not before expending the charges of the Wand of Magic Detection and Identification to ID the Staff of the Adder and your mystery jug from the Shrine of Man and Crocodile as an alchemy jug. Another note, although the staff, along with those other loots, had been returned, if somehow you were to come back into that small windfall of loots, I should mention that a shaman would fit within the attunement requirement class list by the staff, the Adder. If there were any questions about that. All right, so after all that, the trek to Yellyark begins to hopefully look in on the goblin encampment known as the Biting Ant tribe, led by Queen Grabstab, a goblin supposedly donning a false amulet of Vorn, at least if Ruki is the one you're asking. And we jump in here about halfway through the first day towards Yellyark, as you are ambushed by a hunting group of reptilian creatures, 11 velociraptors bursting forth from the thick jungle brush around you in a seemingly coordinated attack on your position.
Feel gaslit by the DM calling the Grung superior.
Maybe superior numbers, but that's
that's fine. Yeah, but that's all we know. It's quite a leap on his part.
Maybe because they think of themselves as superior creatures.
And we haven't. I'm
don't
sorry.
worry,
I know
if you
we
would-
haven't
could.
rested since. Like this is all the same day.
Yes.
Okay.
Who'd I got roll already? Gorm 20. Nice. Oh, sick. Added anyway. Is it just taking long? What's happening? Is my sandbox broken already? Okay. Hello, Preston. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Oh, hi. Is my why can I not reset my sandbox? Please work. Stuff. Quite annoyed. Will anything work? Okay. Who am I missing? Brett.
I crit.
Beautiful.
I don't know why it didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think my thing is my sandbox is like fucked up. Gamos is in there. Tiny is in there. Is in there. Tiny's in there twice. Tiny, you get the better one, right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought I changed it.
Yeah, I think it.
There we go.
It's like,
Yeah, it's the bigger one.
Okay, Mythos is gonna disappear. I'm just gonna put it over here. Maybe you can go over there for now.
Whew. Nice to have Connor.
Zandala. Oh, that's Azaka. No! It's Azaka's. Damn it.
Not a terrible comp right now with the four of us.
Nah,
Two melees,
it ain't bad.
two casters.
That's true.
Okay, now I have to roll all these dumb.
You're just all spread out. You know.
Yeah. It'll be hard to aggro them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you could just roll them all as one, Michael.
I could, but F it. I would if we were in person. This is just way more fun and exciting to roll 11 Velociraptors at once, baby. Let's go. Can I get this fucking Dark Orchestra won't play, and I'm really mad about it. Okay. No surprise round as you have Mythos's magic of unsurprisingness, and I think somebody had a pretty good perception.
I think like Bartlett, maybe.
Yeah. So you guys are good.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Passive, you mean, or
Yeah. You
Oh,
guys,
that's what it was. It was passive.
16?
Yeah, you guys were fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brett, they kind of burst out, and you are first act.
I will hashtag bless Gamos, Tiny, and Gorm. And then with my bonus action, I will Inspire Gorm and just call to him. Let's end their lives properly, shall we? And that'll be my turn.
Nope. All right. Velociraptor, this guy will move there and do a bite and a claw against the dog. Hit 8 points of ammo. The second do the exact same using pack tactics.
Did that second attack hit?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Just the fist. Just the fist, which is funny because I don't know. AC is, because for some reason it's busted in her character sheet. I know she doesn't have a 10. I know she doesn't have a 10. Just a quick little aside to see what her 13. Sweet. Okay. Hits. And was that the claw or the bite? That was the bite and a claw. Little bugger's just really tearing away at her. Gorm.
Well, am I echoing? Oh,
Yeah.
Bit of an echo.
Oh, well, I don't see Gorm on the tracker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not on
No,
there.
he's not.
He is on there for me. Interesting. Let me add him.
You can just go with Azaka.
yeah, he had a 20.14.
Yeah, it was showing up on mine. How about now?
There you go.
He will slide by Zendala and give her back the 19 she just lost.
Wow.
And then
She
he
did
will-
have some temporary HP, so that she does not need all 19.
Hang on. Was it
She would take 11.
the temp came from me though, right?
No, the temp came from her. Temp came from Gorm.
It was Gorm's.
None of it
Gorm's
came
breakfast.
from my aid.
Aid's not temp.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
8 increases.
Yeah, did you aid her?
I thought I aided everybody. Maybe I didn't. I get.
I think you can only aid a certain number of
There's
people.
only like 2 or 3 people.
It's 3. It's 3.
Yeah.
You
I
might
don't-
have actually aided her, though.
I think I did. I think
know
I
you
did.
didn't.
You
You
didn't,
didn't
aid
aid
me.
me. Or me.
I aided myself. I think it was her, Maddie, myself.
Okay, so
I
she could
think that's right. That sounds good.
take.
Knowing Brett and the long game he's playing with her, I think he would have aided her.
Okay, so she could take back.
So her max should be raised by 5 for today.
She can take back 12. So you only need to dump 12 into her.
All right. And then I'll use my pack tactics.
Perfect. 14.
Your
14 hit.
hashtag blessed, by the way.
Oh yeah, 14 does hit. So you're good. 6 points. Bloody the beast. Alright, Zaka will draw. She'll draw a scimitar right now. She'll ready. Defensive position. This Velociraptor will run in. Decisions. It's going to go after Gorm to get that pack tactics. A bite and a claw against Gorm. The bite. 21 to hit. Yes, dogs. Yes. And the claw.
Reaping what I've sown.
11 velociraptors, all at my command. I feel like a god. And he misses on the second. Gamos.
Okay. Gorm has that side. Gamos is going to come there, and he's going to use his bonus action to rage
Please no.
and deal 2 fire damage to them. And then he's going to attack the one on the left with his lance.
Oh. That will hit as you fucking impale the small beast. Its tiny corpse is attached to your lance as you run it through.
And then he's going to move there.
Okay.
Honor's incoming, by the way.
Awesome. Guess who's back in the fight? It's Maddie. Great. This one will step up. Sadly, with no pack tactics, as it does a bite and a claw against Gamos. 12 and a 13, respectively. Or not. Very respectfully. This one will also just come after that. Big hunk of Gorm that it sees right there. First a bite. 21? And the claws, 17?
21 is a yes, 17 is a no.
They're swinging high against the right people, I'd say. What their little pack tactics now. This one will charge Saka, who is readying in action. Just scimitar the fuck out of it. She does deal 4 points of damage to it. And then she does not confirm. Great, because I didn't want to open burnt. Anyway, it bites and it claws with no pack tactics. 13 and a 22. 13, I don't believe, hits the storm thing. Oh, it does. That's a sad day. Just got the racy.
13 hits her?
Yeah.
Jeez.
11 points of damage. But she did have some bonus hit points. Beautiful. Tiny, it is your go.
Oh, we're plopping.
Doing a plop. Plopping on in there.
My speed 30. 30. Gonna go there. I'm gonna plop a totem down next to Zendala. I don't think she needs the healing. But we'll put it down anyway for future heals.
I searched totem in the database, and this is what came up.
Was it you had one the other day?
I know, but this one looks Shift Z. No, like that. Look at that.
Sure, why not?
Kind of spooky, don't you think?
It could be spooky. It could be a spooky
little
totem.
spooky.
It's fine.
Okay. Let me go. Did I put in the character?
I don't think so.
Should have. I don't remember what I gave you last time. It's like a voodoo doll. Can you move that?
No.
What the heck? They used to have a little. Oh, control by there. It's great. Tiny. And I want to give it like a color because it's kind of hard to see. How about orange?
Sure.
How about now?
Works for me, yeah. Put it there. It'll heal her for 4. If she has any health to heal. If not, no big deal.
She does not currently.
It has, let's see,
Her the character.
an aura of 30. It didn't show up.
It did on mine. I will fix that.
Oh, okay.
It's bright blue now. I'm just giving it a.
That's fine.
What is this thing called? A totem?
Yeah.
I'm making it so that I never have to worry about this again. You selected.
Cool.
Okay, now there is a totem in the character folder, and you should
I see that.
be able to just pull it out whenever you want.
Cool.
All willy-nilly like.
Yeah,
No.
look at that.
No, you can't have that.
Let's see.
Maybe one day I'll make it look less horrible.
It can be horrible. It's fine.
It's
There's
just really
probably
like
there's a
really
variety of
chunky.
totems.
Kind of chunky right now on the actual.
Oh, like yeah, change the
I like the actual look of it. It's kind of cool.
the slantiness of it.
But on the map, it's really chunky.
That's gonna be it. I don't have a
Beautiful.
lot of bonus actiony things.
If only we were playing Pathfinder
Mhm.
Second Edition. Velociraptor's turns. Here we go. It's time to fuck up Azaka. A bite and a claw against the tiger woman. A miss and a hit. She's pretty chill, you can tell. She's handling these hits pretty valiantly. Man, but they are just going to pile upon her because she's in the front. 22 and a 22. Their pack tactics are just too good. This one will come up to Gamos. The bite and the claw for a 14 and a 19.
The 19 hits.
Hey,
1 damage.
Let's go. 1 point of slashing damage.
Only 5 temporary hit points left.
Oh no, whatever would I do? If only that Velociraptor knew that it was going to start burning on its next turn. This one, okay. I hate when it switches to will Azaka Stormfang this thing. Oh boy. Critical threat.
I'm gonna silvery barbs that.
Beautiful. I still don't remember what that does, but I like
So it basically has to re-roll and use the lower roll, which will obviously be lower. And then I can choose a different creature within range, and they will have advantage on their next attack roll.
I hate it
And
so
so I will give Gorm. No, I'll give Gamos advantage on his next attack.
much. Nice.
Wow. That's incredible.
I think you jinxed yourself, Marshall.
Do you get to roll? Do you get to roll with advantage?
Either way,
That's true. Was the first
roll,
one?
so I don't know. Wow.
Brutal.
It is less damage. I
It
will
is
take
less.
the new. So there's that.
Which is nice.
You did reduce it by 3 points of damage. There's that. And you gave someone advantage on the next attack. The claw, can I get another crit? No. Just 4 points of slashing. Just pummeling. Pummeling is Aka. At the moment. This one must be dead. Yep, okay. Zendala's twin. It's not the greatest place for her to be, but what does this do? Cantrips. Is that good?
That's a bonus action? Learn something new every day.
I don't think she can do this. She'd have to back up first, and that's dumb. Ooh! Never mind. Zendala will Misty Step. Hell yeah. There. There? What is Misty Step? 20 feet? 30 feet. Yeah. So Misty Step to there, and then she will hurl a acid splash. Hitting the area between these two, and they need to make a dexterity saving throw. Thwomp. Damn. Thwomp. One fails, taking 7 points of damage. And I think the other one just succeeds straight up. Beautiful. It's bad 2d6. Okay, she does kill one. Everyone cheers for Zendala. And it is Brett's go.
Think the late arriver can get in at the bottom of the round.
Hey, yes, of course.
Thank you. Sorry.
Roll your initiative, and then. Oh, is this not actually your token?
It does not appear to be my token.
What the fuck? I'm gonna just pull a new bounty out. What the hell? Apparently the bounty token is broken. What happened? What happened? Yeah. Let me go to a different page and see if there's a working Matty token somewhere. Excuse me, Matty. Can I have a... Nope, they're all broke. Cool. Cool.
I mean, I can just roll initiative and we can remember as long as I can move the tokens still.
Yeah, you should be able to move it. It's just the values are weird. HP. What's that, please? Can you just work? Do you have 39 hit points?
That is what I have.
wonder why this broke. All right, we'll just play this for now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So
There's like too many out there. Okay. Beautiful. I'll put you in the order, but you can act now.
okay.
For your
Maddie's-
next turn.
Maddie's gonna go and help her good buddy Zaka. She will do a quarterstaff 2-hand swing with advantage for flanking.
Yeah. That'll fucking knock its fucking lights out.
And then she'll move and she'll do her unarmed strike at advantage.
$11 does not hit.
All right. That is her turn.
Small, dexterous. Dexterous. I can speak, I swear. Brett, it's your turn.
I will fire off 2 charges of the Wand of Magic Missile,
Nice.
which will create 4 darts. And I'm going to fire them at this one right there.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. They will hit.
2, 3, 4.
Awesome.
And then I will use my bonus action to inspire Maddie, calling out to her. Remember, it's all in the elbows. The elbows. You've got this, Maddie. And that'll be my turn.
Let's see if we got any survivors here. We do. They all yell out at the same time, "Kill him, kill Gorm!" If you could speak Velociraptor, that's what they were saying. A bite and a claw. With advantage. The bite, 15, and a 14. Terrible. You terrible creatures. This one is dead. Gorm, it is your turn. You are nearly surrounded.
Gorm is going to tell the others to focus on the rest of the pack. He's got these. And will cast Shield of Faith on himself as a bonus action.
Very cool.
And will take the dodge action.
Love it. I'm going to give you this little purple dot. Just remind me when they attack you that bad things are happening to me. Azaka's turn. And she will scimitar against the one that she's flanking. 6 points of slashing is enough to slice that mother effer to the ground. And then scimitar, a regular attack against the one closer to Maddie. 7 does not hit, but 1 dead. Makes her feel strong and good. This one will attack Gorm. Regular, because Gorm is dodging and he has a heightened AC. So things are probably really good for this guy. We'll just roll 2 crits, one with the bite. 23.
Holy shit.
And with the claw, the 5. The 5 isn't going to do it. But the 23.
I think I have a concentration save.
Ooh, you love
What
to
is-
see it.
What is that? Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution check. DC 10.
Oh, just a check.
No, saving throw, sorry. You are good. Wow. These creatures are just so powerful. Maddie, it is your go. Whoever can summon velociraptors should just always do it. Most powerful thing in the game.
Gonna keep going around the clock.
16 hit. It's the first hit against this guy.
And it'll be
22.
cold. Ice will come off of her.
The
hands.
ice frosts over the head of this scaly beast and kills it.
And then Maddie will finish her complement of movement to surround Doug 7.
Or Doug 7. Gamos is your go. There are 2 velociraptors bearing down on you.
Gonna move.
And you have advantage on this first roll.
Thanks for the reminder. They're taking an opportunity attack, so wishes.
Yeah, it would love to. It bites out at you.
Nada. He's going to attack the left one with his lance. For 8 damage. And then he's going to raise the heat again, dealing 2 points of fire damage to each creature around him.
Well, you only deal it to one of them.
And then he's going to dance around the guy and get on the other side.
Love it. Great. This one is very dead. This one is very alive. Coming after Gorm. The unhittable man.
That's amazing.
And the claw. 7. Another Constitution saving throw. You're good. Beautiful. Wow. This one is dead. Tiny. It is your go.
Gorm heals for 4 from the totem.
It's good.
And then
He's
we'll
still exuding confidence, I would assume.
come down here. Actually, well, it's the same either way. We'll just scimitar this dude. Actually, 1d6 plus 2, or yeah. No, we'll just scimitar this guy. I've already moved down there. It's fine.
Love it.
Hopefully.
Your
No
hashtag
advantage.
blessed, don't forget.
Oh, yeah, you are hashtag blessed. Oh yeah, that'll hit for 8 points of damage. That's another corpse that Tiny's gonna have to bury himself.
No. We're cooking this one. They're small. They're edible.
All right.
Now Tiny's talking my language.
Only velociraptors are still alive. Not that one. Not that one. This one is Gamos. A bite and a claw. 18
18 does hit.
and a 14 will miss. Well, beautiful. 2 points of bite damage. And then this one must be. Oh, it's still alive. Still alive. It goes for Maddie instead of the Broncos this time. A bite against Maddie. 17 on D.
17 will hit.
Ooh, 5 points, and then a claws to follow it up, and it will miss the claws. Garbage dinosaur. Zendala. Instead of acid splashing again, no, there's not nearly as many targets. She'll step there to get a clear shot and fire bolt.
It's so nice to play with a useful NPC.
Yeah, how'd you do? I can't. My chat isn't working.
She hit.
Oh, yeah.
9 points of damage.
Oh. What's her +4? Oh, I still have her blessed. Why is she blessed? How do I even make an NPC blessed? There's literally not a way for me to do that. What? I literally don't know how I would even do that. There's not like a button for that on an NPC sheet. Okay, well, she's not blessed, but still. 21 is good. 9 points damage does kill the bastard. Brett, it is your go.
There are 3 left on the field.
I believe so. 3.
Well, Gorm specifically requested no help, so Brett is going to join Maddie Nazaka and will pull out his rapier and try and stab it in the eye.
The old stab. That will. Cries out in pain as it's been stabbed.
Yep.
All in the elbow.
All in the elbow. That's my turn.
Beautiful. This next Velociraptor is dead. Gorm. 1 left. $12 to
And your
hit.
hashtag blessed, by the way.
Ooh, the bless is going to come through in the clutch because a 12 doesn't hit, but any roll on the die will. 13 does hit for 8 points of damage. It's on its last leg. Azaka will scimitar at advantage. 22. Killing this one with the help of Maddie and Brett. This one is dead. Maddie, it is your go. 2 remain on the field of battle.
Hooray for monk movement. Maddie's gonna stick her tongue out at Gamos as she goes to take the kill right under his.
10 points of damage. Does indeed kill the beast. This Gamos' turn. Do you like to kill Maddie now?
Amos will stay where he is. He looks back and sees Gorm and it's fine. But as his bonus action, he is going to heat things up again. So anyone within 10 feet.
Ow!
You just see eyes staring at you from underneath his helm.
You hear from behind you, "Hey, what the hell, Gamos?"
Shit, what'd you get there?
I thought you were some great warrior. Had awareness on the field of battle.
Oh, that's amazing. As he burns Maddie, the smell of Brett's burnt golden locks. Ooh, this Velociraptor does.
Just pre-cooking the Velociraptor. So, getting ready.
Bottom Velociraptor will try to crit. 17 And 20?
$20 hits.
Most powerful creatures in the game. And it was hell yeah. They lose your spell, they make you bleed, but then it does attempt to run away in the jungle after biting at you. So if you would like a opportunity, you can certainly have it. And before it can even get one step, the retribution of Gorm finds and kills a small beast. And you have defeated my Velociraptors. A random encounter rolled by none other than you. Congratulations.
We didn't.
Dun, 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 dun. You've done it. You've killed the Velociraptors.
Hooray.
Anything else you would like to do the rest of the day? Or should we just fast forward until the next encounter happens?
What time of day is it?
Really fast. Midday.
Midday.
Yeah,
Okay.
midday.
Okay.
We can do some healing and stuff.
Are you sure you don't want to just fast forward until the next encounter?
No, we can. It's okay to do some healing. It's fine. It won't take that long. We also have some raptors to cook. It's lunchtime.
Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're invincible. Just go out into the jungle with your eyes closed, heedlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is back. Or Mythos is back, sorry.
What's
Wrong host.
that? 1 minute. Lame.
So you spend some time cooking some velociraptors. You could take a short rest if you want. If there's any other healing you want to do on top of that.
We could do that.
Yeah, you got time. You got plenty of time.
Shorty rest would be fine. Allow me to do some other stuff.
You could slug down some potions if you got those. Maybe expend some wands of healing. You got any of those? Just expendables? Spells? Maybe expend some spells. What else?
Just enjoying my raptor meat.
We'll use cure
Short
Cure
rest is
Wounds.
fine.
Yeah.
Ozaka's chill. Zendala's chill.
I'm gonna close wounds for Gorm, which allows you to roll one of your hit die.
Do you want to cast that if we're taking a short rest?
I think
It's a
cantrip anyway.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, didn't know.
Just patch him up.
9 is good.
You healed for 9. How do you rule like a 1 minute spell's gonna? I mean, I know it's out of combat and it's 1 minute, but like if it's something that would technically heal every 6 seconds.
Yeah, that broken fucking spell.
We've just predetermined, like, hey, so and so gets 5 of these, so and so gets 4, so and so gets 1.
Yeah, you can healing spirit or something like that.
Yeah.
You can use it. You just give it out. I will say, I don't know if you need it.
I don't think so. It's really just for Azaka. I could just do a hit die.
Azaka is okay.
Yeah.
She.
I was
will
just,
tell you
it was
she
more of
does not
a
need it.
for a future thinking question.
Yeah, you can use that out of combat.
Because I think there is a limit on it now. I want to say
really?
it's like it can only heal. Let's see.
They errata.
Oh yeah, they did something to it. I just don't remember. Oh, it can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus my spell mod. Yeah, so that's the limit for it
Seems good. Actually.
per cast. Yeah, which is what like. So it can heal for 5. But yeah, I can heal 5 times. That's fine.
Still solid.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we'll just we'll hit die cure close some wounds on Azaka too.
I don't even know what her hit die is.
Go with an 8. Why
She
not?
does have an 8. Why don't you roll that?
Oh, sure.
She's got +3. Come on.
Cool.
4 points.
So cantrip a spell? Technically? Or no? How does that count for like my...
I think because the healing is just letting
I guess it's
her
a hit
use
die.
her
Yeah.
hit die anyway. That she's gonna use.
It doesn't get like a bonus for my when you cast a healing spell. It
I don't
adds
think
stuff.
so.
Okay, cool.
She is gonna spend another hit die during this rest at least. But yeah, she's fine. She's chill. Where did I put Mythos? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. Your travels continue. Anything else? We good? Aspiring leader, you giving some hit points here?
More tempy temps.
6.
6.
Should be 7 now, right?
No idea.
6. Okay.
Yeah, just 6. Level plus charisma modifier.
All right. Back here. This time I was able to pre-roll encounters. What up? Right. So the rest of your day is peaceful after your assault of the Velociraptors. And you eventually reach an area that looks pretty decent for camping. If there's anything anyone wants to do while camping or before camping, now's your opportune. If not, we start our watches. I'll be honest, I don't actually know what day it is, but I knew this day would come. I would not know which day it was anymore. And it came now. The night will pass peacefully. Nothing of any interest to the watchers. Just sleeping in the deep jungle. And you're.
Are the grunts still following us?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They have left you when you went out, and basically after you gave back the shit, they seem to retreat back towards one with all of it. Probably to go, set it all up nice, do some prayers or something, whatever frogs do with an iron statue in the jungle. Your next day of travel, as you get closer to Yellyark, also is a peaceful one. Oh God. Map layer? Okay, great. The day is hot. There is rainstorms throughout the day, like on and off, a bit more than there has been recently, but nothing you can't handle, nothing, Azaka is too worried about. This day, if you do want to roll on the black box, you can, or you can just throw it into the jungle. Never look at it again.
Brett's 2 for 2. He's super excited to hear what
Arcana or investigation. 14 is not enough. It just kind of like crackles for a second, but that light inside just it does not glow brighter this day. As a 14 does not get it done. But you can tell that it was close to turning on.
Gorm is really shocked that Brett doesn't spend all of his time inspiring himself. So he's moderately impressed that he's saving that for a fight.
Just
Brett just assumed it was going to work. So Brett doesn't understand how game mechanics work. So we'll see what tomorrow brings as far as getting the black box to work.
The day does in fact pass pretty peacefully. Other than that, you find a decent camp spot with some flat ground, an area that doesn't have as much bushes or trees, where you're able to kind of like find a nice area to set up for the night.
Have we seen any like goblin tracks or anything?
Azaka has been following these on and off trails, game trails mostly, but yeah, there are some signs that goblins have come through, and she would kind of point out that as far as she can tell, this is probably like one of the paths that they take towards Vorn. And that's why it's kind of been fairly easy as far as heading in the direction where she expects this Yellyark encampment to be, with the help of Rookie and now just these tracks to follow. During the night, during the watch of Maddie. First watch. Maddie. As your watch kind of grows on kind of towards the end, you hear these distant sounds of a storm and this kind of like shifting of the wind through the jungles. And it kind of gets a bit cooler during the end of your watch as the storm kind of, you get the sense starts to kind of blow through the jungle from the north. Interestingly, Maddie, well, first, before I just read all my notes here, what's your pass?
15.
Yes, so interestingly enough, carrying on the winds, these kind of shifting winds, is this smell. This smell that is pretty undeniably the smell of something rotting in the jungle, maybe the smell of death. Something you've maybe smelled before, carrying on those undead that were wandering when you encountered them many days ago, or just the smell of some dead animal. But you can smell that on this kind of southern wind that's kind of coming from north to south, and a kind of light rain begins to fall You can kind of hear it hitting the canopy above, but it doesn't seem like a downpour or anything of that nature.
What
That's it.
what direction is the wind coming from?
From north to south.
So it is coming from the north, sort of the direction roughly we're traveling.
Yeah, you're generally traveling northeast.
Okay.
And this is coming maybe more direct from the north.
Okay.
But as your watch passes, other than that, and then the kind of growing storm around you, nearing the end of your watch, the storm's just kind of growing. So you'll be going to sleep as the rain starts to come down a little harder. But nothing else catches your attention on the watch as you pass it off to Izaka.
Sounds good.
Beautiful. And in the morning, you all wake up. The storms kind of continue throughout the night. In the morning, they start to clear. Still kind of a slow pattering of rain for a little while as you guys get camped together. But other than that, your watch passes peacefully. And then comes day 3. Traveling into the jungle again. Around midday, anyone with a passive at 15 or above, something catches your attention in the jungles ahead. At first, what maybe you'd think is some kind of creature swinging from a tree or hanging from a tree. With your passive, you quickly realize it is a humanoid form of a body hanging from the canopy of trees above. Though this one differs from the half-elf body that you found kind of hanging in the tree a few days prior, this corpse does not appear to have fallen to its position. It appears to have been hung here, for it is hanging from rope from its ankles upside down. And what may have kind of put you off at first from its exact, exactly what it was, a corpse, are these basically colorful spears that has been impaled by, that are kind of like hanging off this thing. This body, probably like 50, 60 feet ahead of your current position, when you can catch it. It's wearing these like kind of tattered looking reddish robes, and is that are just kind of like hanging down from it. It's upside down, so they're hanging down from its torso a bit, though they are held kind of in place to some extent by these multiple spears that are piercing its torso. That's what you see about 60 feet in the direction that you are traveling. Mark character.
I'll ask Azaka if she recognizes the robes or the spears.
Azaka. She kind of will turn and it's hard to tell from this distance. I cannot see any details. I do not know of any robes specifically, the red color that, or anything of my note, but I cannot see the details from here. And as well, the spheres are hard to gauge exactly what they are. Many tribes, the Grom, even the goblins, use spears as a means of killing their enemies.
They usually hang them first.
I have not seen this goblin tribe hang their enemies, so I would much more expect to see heads on pikes. It's more of their style. I would not be surprised to see something of that nature.
So you don't think it's a warning?
It could be.
Can we get closer?
Yeah, absolutely. You going quietly? You going hastily? Running, yelling, screaming through the jungle?
I think it's definitely the latter, right? Maybe we'll go quietly.
Roll some stealthy checks. If you will. Those that are approaching. Anyone that wants to stay back 60 feet, feel free. Shoot. Does it all have stealth? No. No. She doesn't need stealth.
All right.
Sandala and Ozaka disappearing. It's never be seen again. Beautiful. You guys move pretty quietly up there, getting closer to the thing. Azaka will kind of whisper from behind Brett. Brett did not know she was there. It definitely spooks him because she vanished into thin air with that crit. And says, the ropes are not familiar to me, but the spears do in fact look like they were goblin made. And she kind of like points to them, and as you approach, you can get a better look at them, and they do look similar to what some of the goblins you encountered had been wielding earlier in the last few days. As you all get like much closer to this thing to see a better look, it's kind of just like slowly like maybe spinning in the breeze a little bit, and as it gets to a certain position where you can see where the robes that are kind of hanging down due to gravity and how gravity works, there's one area that's kind of like pulled up, and you can actually see very clearly that it does not have a head. The head has been removed from the body of this humanoid that is hanging probably like 25-ish feet off the ground from the canopy above. Does not have a head.
So they were beheaded, hung, and then stabbed to death.
In some manner of order, yes.
Someone really wanted this person dead.
Those things have definitely occurred here.
Now that we're closer, do we see anything specific about the robes?
Roll perception check. Nothing stands out. They are dyed a red color that is kind of obviously not just from the soaking of blood, from all of the multitude of wounds that this thing has encountered. They look like they were generally nice at one point in time, though they are well tattered and torn, as if they've been in a jungle for some time. But nothing stands out about them specifically, other than their reddish color.
Lovely.
It is a sight to behold.
There's some other enemy here we must be wary of.
Check for footprints.
Yeah, you can do a survival check. So Tiny
Specifically not goblin footprints.
Okay. Yeah, Tiny starts walking around the area, and you don't pick up any footprints directly in this surrounding area. You do know that it rained last night, which makes it a little difficult, and it does as you kind of like looking up at the thing. Like it seems like it's been here for some time. So you're pretty clear there's no fresh footprints, so nothing's been here within the last day or so. But you don't pick up on any signs of anything else. There is something that you do come across, though, as you're looking for footprints. There is like a old, like it almost at first looks like a locket or something, kind of partially covered in like dirt and brush as you're kind of looking for these footprints in this area. And as you kind of like get a little closer to it, it's actually like a compass that flips open, and it is broken. But it's just this, as you kind of look at this thing, it's a golden compass, some kind of like brass or something, metallic compass that doesn't seem to work. It's just kind of like spinning every once in a while.
Is there like any engraving or initials?
There's not.
Okay.
There's not, as you kind of look it over and dust it off from the dirt that's on it. There's no engraving that you can see. But it is it does look like it's been like here for a bit.
I think he would put it in his pocket and kind of keep moving forward-ish towards the direction we're headed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Just keep our eyes peeled.
Zaka will kind of start to lead you a little more slowly and like cautiously through the jungles at this point, as you move in a direction where she believes Yellyark to be. As you approach, probably in the like next 3 or so hours will be sundown, and the first thing that Azaka will kind of point out to you that she sees ahead, with her passive, as well as anyone else at 15 or above, that there is a spike in the jungle with a skull upon it. And she will tell you, this is more of what I was expecting. A marking of their territory. This Yellyark encampment must be somewhere within this territory. Once we crossed that line, we were in goblin territory. There may be traps or even watches. I'm not sure how far it will be when we pass. But she kind of like will look up. If we continue on now, we will be moving in the darkness. It is up to you to decide if you want to use that to your advantage, or if it only advantages them. And that's where we're going to take a break. So think about what you want to do. What do we think?
Put to a vote again.
Sure.
Democracy.
Go backwards a little bit to find a safe campsite. Out of territory. Go into their territory and camp for the night. This perfectly reflected American democracy. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, literally 3 out of the 5 of us voted. I was like, we did it, guys. We are perfect snapshot of our country. All right, we're going into their territory it is. Let's do it.
All right, so travel a little ways into the goblin territory before finding a place to rest for the evening.
Chip.
Brett. During your watch, which is first. What's your passive?
12.
I'm going to give you a roll.
Oh, good.
Just because you're probably a bit heightened.
Yeah, we're on DEFCON 3.
So yeah, perception check. Worst you can do is 12.
Hey, look at that. Can
That's
only
solid.
help, right?
So Brett, during your watch, fires are out. It is, very dark around you, obviously, as Zaka kind of found a nice spot with a big kind of rock to your rear and like a lot of foliage around you, just so that you're a little more hidden than you normally would be, just because of where you are specifically. There's this noise that you pick up on as you're kind of just like gazing into the darkness. It's in the direction of where you guys will be heading in the morning. So generally in the direction of where you assume the goblin camp to be. And it is this like the sound of very impossible to describe the sound. Like very like scratchy and like a lot of brush being like moved through or something. Like it sounds a lot like someone moving through really thick bushes. Yeah, that's what you hear. And as you kind of sit there and it like catches your attention and you listen, it doesn't sound like it's getting any closer. It doesn't really sound like it's getting any farther either. It kind of sounds like it's in this like happening in the same general area. And it like starts and stops and then starts and then stops and then starts and then stops. It's a little bit sporadic.
Does it sound like in Monty Python when they're building the rabbit outside of eye shot of the castle and the French guy is just like, he can hear it, but he has no idea what they're doing? Is that kind of like a good comparison there?
Sure. It doesn't seem as,
sus? Doesn't seem as sus.
Yeah, it's definitely a sound that catches your attention. but it's not like as it's something you could have just as easily seemed to overlook, or not really.
Is Mythos' sword glowing?
No, I don't think that's how it works. It basically just gives you not a surprise round.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you're not entering combat.
Okay, check
this round.
that felt like a pertinent question. All right.
Mythos is distinctly, for some odd reason, sleeping 30 feet away from you all.
Yeah, shocking. Who's next watch?
Zendala.
Oh, that's not helpful.
Probably should have double watched.
Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah, you could
smart.
double watch tonight. That's still fine. You could
Maybe Brett has that idea right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Brett
we should
will.
wake multiple people up.
Yeah. Okay. So if it was a double watch, who would the next two be, or who would be on my watch? Is it Maddie?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Matt.
I'll nudge Maddie awake.
She'll like
Punches you in the face.
Maddie, there's a
Nope.
dragon.
her eyes pop open.
Good, you're awake. Do you hear that?
I assume I can listen for a second and hear it.
Also,
Yeah,
I think
after
it's
being pointed out.
backstory that Brett has done that to Maddie countless times, and it works every time. Like there is just no it in her brain. Like I know it's not a dragon, but what if it is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the sound, and as you're listening to it, you hear it. It stops. You hear it. It stops, and then neither of you hear it as you're sitting there quietly.
And we didn't see any like light in the distance or anything, right?
No lights.
Okay. Maddie, I think we should double watch for the rest of the evening. I'm discomforted by the sound of that melody. It didn't sing to me by any means.
That's fine. Maddie will stay up with you. I don't have a good response for it right now.
It's because I had such a great line.
No, I was rendered speechless, which is
Yep.
almost impossible to do.
Okay. Is there anything else? The sound, did it like fade away or did it just stop?
Yeah, I mean, it just never came back.
Okay.
And as you guys watch, for the rest of your watch, kind of heightened listening, you don't pick up on anything. Passing off to Zendala and Izaka, which is fun.
That is fun.
That they're both on the same watch together. Kind of letting them know that what you heard and like we should double watch the rest of the night. They watch, and as Mythos and Tiny take over.
Azaka specifically mentioned like we should look out for traps, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to share with her like I wonder if a trap's being laid for us for the morning. I'll put that in her ear, let it fester. Maybe she's seen goblin traps and just that's what Brett is worried about.
Yeah, she'll keep her ear to the ground. But yeah, as she hands off, her and Zendala hand off the watch to Mythos and Tiny, kind of telling them what has already been heard earlier in the night. Mythos and Tiny, your watch also passes, and Gamos and Gorm jump in. Mythos staying up as he doesn't need any more sleep. But day eventually breaks. Gamos, Gorm, near the end of your watch, you hear a sound. It starts as like semi-distant rustling leaves, much like you've been warned about. And then is this kind of like scraping sound, also distant, just kind of like. And then you hear this kind of rustling sound again, this bushy rustling sound. And as you hear that sound, it kind of starts to get more and more distant, as if it's moving away.
Is it a little bit light out yet, or is it still dark?
It is like just before daybreak. So it's a little bit light, but it is still dark out.
I'm going to poke my head above the shrubbery and see if I can see anything with that spyglass we got.
Make a perception check, and you do not have dark vision, correct?
Nope.
All right, so it's just a regular perception check with the spyglass.
Almost passes the spyglass to Gore.
Oh.
I think it gives you advantage.
No,
Oh,
but
no,
Michael's
that's
saying
right,
because
that's
we don't
right,
have dark vision.
Cancelled. That's right.
He hasn't had his morning coffee yet.
As you're holding it up, Gamos grabs it and then turns it the other way as you were looking at it through the wrong end. And everything was much smaller. But you don't see anything.
Can we roll for Mythos at advantage?
You could if Mythos were here, but he's dead. So. It's lucky enough I leave his bountiful sword lying around. But you guys paid a fucking shit ton for
I was
it.
going to say,
So it gets
we'll be
to
indentured servants forever.
It gets to exist while he's not here. He was too busy eating grapes in the background anyway. Yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see any movement in the dark jungles ahead, and the sound just kind of fades away to nothing. You're left with a camp that's about to wake up and eat some breakfast.
Guess we'll just let Azaka know what we heard.
Love it. Yeah, so as everybody starts getting up and getting told about the sound, Azaka will kind of think about it, and she's basically like not really sure what that could have been. Like, she'll agree with Brett. There's a chance it could be some kind of trap. But she's also not sure how anyone would know that we were here. Yeah, she's not sure.
The sound moved away at the end too, right?
Yeah, it moved away in the general direction that you guys are planning to go, generally speaking.
Did any of the sounds sound like it was like woodworking?
That's why I made my Monty Python reference, to be honest with you.
I thought you were going with it with the shrubbery too.
Yeah.
Really all working together.
No, there didn't seem to be any like sounds that made you think like working. The scraping sound could have maybe been like some kind of something against wood.
Like scraping up bark?
Yeah, possibly. But it was just like one kind of like long like scrape and then nothing else. So like as far as woodworking is concerned, you would more expect that sounds to kind of last longer. It didn't sound, but
Right. More continuous.
yeah. Unless something's really fucking good at scraping wood, which
Thinking about it, was it anywhere
know,
close to where we saw that skull on the pike?
No, because we're in
you
goblin
passed that.
territory.
We're past that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're past that.
Come on, didn't you vote in the democracy will?
he did actually.
Yeah, but I'm from Louisiana, so that's the vote you get. You get a Southern vote. Gerrymandered right into the majority.
Yes. Very true. At least you're not from the
Yes.
southern state that's currently running out of water.
Yeah,
You got
that's
that.
great.
You got that going for you.
I think we should just start heading towards it. I mean,
Yep.
we can theorize what it is, and I think we'll just be super cautious and
Keep our eyes peeled.
eyes
Or
peeled,
anything.
like we would have been anyway, but even more so now if that's possible.
You? Okay. Moving through the jungle in the direction of Yellyark, I'll need some stealthy boys.
Will, did you do your inspiring leader thing this morning?
Yeah, every morning, except for when I say I don't.
Okay,
I'll do
gotcha.
it.
So 6 temp HP.
Sweet.
Got my 1 HP back for the getting burned. I'll never take one of Gamos' kills again.
You've learned. They all learn.
Oh, my javelin attacks have a decreased maximum hit point permanently. Additional effect. So, sorry about that.
Sorry, bro. And they forever give disadvantage on stealth rolls.
Yeah.
You have a javelin just impaled in you. It's weird. It's weird how it works. Sweet. Dex and stealth. About what is expected of them. Okay.
Well, we were average.
Yeah. So you move through the jungle. There's a few times when Brett gets triggered PTSD from the sound of someone moving through bushes. That sounds vaguely like the sounds that he had heard the night before. Looks around and then realizes it's just, Gamos walking through a big bush or something. Who's to say? They could also have easily been Zendala or even Gorm. But eventually, you start noticing that the thick jungle that you're kind of moving through begins to thin a bit. And you can see further ahead that it is starting to thin drastically. And you can see as a lot of trees have been cut ahead of you, you start to see more stumps in the ground of trees that have been cut down, bushes that have been kind of cleared away. And you can actually start to get kind of just glimpses into a clearing in the jungle ahead. You can hear the sound of a small stream. It doesn't sound as strong as the river did, but there is the sound of a stream ahead. And you're kind of just getting glimpses of a clearing basically ahead of you. As you're moving through the jungle, continuing on, taking it even slower now, Azaka, as she kind of starts to really have you moving a bit more specifically, trying to stay behind some of the bushes that are left, or really starting to move a little more specifically through the jungle. You get to a point where you can kind of see that somewhere in the next 100 feet is basically clear jungle. A big open area that spans about 300 feet across. Starting at what appears to be a small stream. And ahead of you, you can see in that clearing are these little huts dotted ahead of you. And you imagine you're about 100 feet back from the clearing. So you are still looking through some trees and some brushes, though thinner than some of the regular jungle. Still kind of obscuring your view. And there is a distance here before you. But you can see what appears to be Yellyark, an encampment of goblins ahead of you. What would you like to do from here, my
tell
friends?
how many huts there are?
Yeah, can we use like the spyglass and?
Absolutely. You want to break the spyglass out and start kind of scoping the scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'll have you roll with advantage, just a general perception check, and I'll start giving you some information.
All of us, or just one person?
Just the one, whoever's going to look through it.
I think Tiny's the best at it, right?
Tiny's got a good eye.
Yeah, Tiny's got a good eye.
And like the rest of you can see stuff, it's just not as clear. But
also, did we ever stumble through the area
can do
where
it,
did we see like any signs of the movement from last night as we were
there were
walking? No.
Nothing stuck out.
Okay.
Let's do this. Well, maybe. DM approving. I don't need the spyglass for
Absolutely
advantage
not,
on perception. So can I do a perception check and then Maddie does a perception check with the spyglass?
I like it.
Yeah.
The spyglass is going to help you see things like closer in detail.
Okay.
So like
I think that fits the characters though. Like
I'm still fighting to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can look on, but you won't you basically won't get a roll.
Maddie rips the spyglass out of your hand. And immediately starts to look. Upon any indication that you might not need it.
22 is solid. 22 is very solid. So Maddie, you start to you start to like focus in on this camp, and you can see that yes, between you and the camp, there is a small stream, about 15, maybe 20 feet across at its thickest crossing, and there are some other things that you see, and I'm going to bring you to a map. The map is obviously not fucking huge, so I have painted you into a little red box where you must all live. So don't move out of your box, you animals. You're all here. In your little box.
Man, you remember when we didn't have dynamic lighting?
Those are the days.
Like seriously,
Dark
the
days.
worst. No, you mean the best days, Croft? Could actually like see the whole map versus like okay.
So, Maddie, you see some stuff.
I want it.
You see
I want the frog.
Just immediately wants to fly. Okay, so you see some stuff, Maddie, with your 22. I'm going to just kind of go through some things that you're able to see from this distance. Past the river are very obviously 3 canoes that are kind of docked up on the land. 3 pretty, normal size canoes. They're not too small. The river flows from south to north. So it's likely that this flows off of the river Soshenstar, which, if you recall from your map, is to the south. As you're kind of looking over the canoes, Maddie, they look generally operational. They don't look broken. They're in working order. You see that there is a large tent, here where I ping. This is a big old hut. It is bigger than all the other huts that you can see. And kind of pouring out of the top of it is just kind of like thick smoke as if there's some kind of fire within. You also see a number of other huts. There are 5 in total, smaller huts that are in the center area here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they all look relatively the same, made out of some kind of like animal leathers. You can see some of which have like kind of scaled hide that have been kind of stitched together. There is one hut of which has 4 goblins posted outside. Each of these goblins is donning a wooden mask and holding a spear, and they're standing in a position that makes you assume that they are guards of some sort. They're kind of standing vigil outside this tent. To the south, there is a large metal cage down here. Inside it, Maddie, you can see there is with your spyglass, you can see there is a green grung. The grung is inside a smaller cage within the larger cage. The cage is much too small for the grung, and it's very squished in there, this smaller cage. But it is within a cage within a cage. There are 2 other humanoids inside, that one of which is a half-orc woman. She is in kind of tattered rags, doesn't seem to have any protective clothing, just kind of small clothes. I don't know if you I don't remember if you encountered Undril Silvertusk. But upon saying that and handing the damn thing to someone who did encounter Undril, they will be able to recognize this woman as one of the members of the Order of the Gauntlet that was heading to Camp Righteous.
Is she the one who fought in the arena?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, Tiny interacted with her and I interacted with her.
Yeah, and I don't remember which bout she was in.
She was the one who Tiny tried to talk to about, the dead weren't being raised, and when Gorm and I went to the temple, she was outside it.
So she is in the cage, wearing kind of small clothes, kind of torn and dirtied, as well as a small humanoid figure that appears to be some kind of half human, half bird folk, as far as you can tell. Very small, about the size of the goblins. Just big, feathery, dark feathery, figure with this very human-looking face and a gold beak on the front of it. In there. Okay. There is also, let's just keep running down all these fun things. Here, and back here, there are these dirt, these hardened dirt and clay mounds that kind of almost come out of the ground like stalactites. They're kind of jagged, and they stand, I believe, close to 10 feet tall. And they are kind of obscuring your view into the village for some from some angles. And last but not least, most notable and probably notable to everyone, you don't really need a spyglass to see, that all the large trees as I have said, in the area have been removed. This is an open sky encampment. You can see the sky above, unlike a lot of the other jungle where it's just this heavy canopy of leaves. But in the middle of this camp, kind of pushed back here, where I be pinging.
Will you ping again?
Yeah, continuously pinging. Just pinging my little ass off back here.
Got it.
There is a very big tree trunk, about 10 feet across. Just this massive tree that has been stripped of all its branches. It is just basically this massive tree that almost looks like a stick at this point, jutting out of the ground. And if it was standing at its full height, you would reckon it would be at least like 65 feet tall. Though it is currently kind of bent over in this half arch situation. The tip of it is kind of directly over the village, the center of the village, Yellyark, I'd say, right about there-ish. And hanging from that tip are a plethora of these heavy ropes that are just kind of extending outward from its center, very taut where they're hitting the ground. And I do have a handout because God knows that is a hard thing to visualize, the things that I've just said. But when I send you the handout, I think it might be a little more clear. That's what it looks like.
So the huts really are on top of that lily pad.
Yeah, it's like there's some like woven leaves kind of in the center of the jungle. They're all kind of woven together like palm fronds. It's like a cool woven carpet.
Maddie will go, or I think the and she's like looking at the spyglass, and she's like, I think the king mentioned that Yellyark moves. Do you think they just fling themselves? Like, look at that thing. Am I crazy?
Maddie, roll another perception check with advantage as you're saying these things aloud and looking around.
I'm right that it said it moved, right?
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
And Azaka said it as well.
Yeah, Azaka said that they kind of often are known to kind of move their encampment through the jungle. Yeah, 23, Maddie, as you're thinking these thoughts and kind of saying it aloud, like you're moving the spyglass from the top rope that seems to be kind of holding this massive tree down at an angle under all this tension, and you follow the rope down, and it's fun because on the map they've actually done a little. So here, what is that on? On the map there, maybe. Token layer. What the fuck is that on there? GM layer? I'll find it one of these times. Oh, here we go. There we go. That's fun. You can actually see that there is like a small stick kind of jutting out of the ground, like a smaller tree was here cut down, and the rope is heavily knotted and tied around this thing. This very tense rope is kind of knotted around this other tree here, and flanking that tree are two goblins, each of which are not holding spears but are holding two small axes. and they're just
Is there
kind
a
of
escape plan?
standing vigil with these two small axes.
That's amazing.
I just don't understand how they would. I just don't understand how they'd survive. They get so flying up so in the air, but they're not dragons. And then Maddie holds her left hand up to her ear, and then goes, "Tia says they must be stupid." And then we'll pass the spyglass on to anybody else. But clearly, that's the strategy, right?
Incredible. Yeah, that's their escape plan.
Gamos grabs a spyglass, and Croft is almost just as much like just looking at this design. Is like, how is this even supposed to work as a catapult?
Yeah, but my other idea was like maybe the thing floats down the river, and that's like they're just like holding it there, but it just looks like you take one look at it and you're like, this is what would happen if a bunch of goblins build a catapult, I guess.
Yeah, the two guards with axes is the giveaway. Like that. Why guard it? Because like that's clearly just if someone attacks, we can just get out of here.
Maybe, but if they cut the rope, all that's going to happen is the tree is going to go up, but now there's nothing connected to the tarp. Like if anything, it would sink.
No, because it would release the tree, pulling the thing up.
Maybe the little village thing like kind of floats like a parachute as it comes down. I don't know. Maybe they just are like Baker. When you have to make the escape plan, if God lets you live, then congratulations.
Yeah.
I wonder if it just pulls it up.
Thorn has spoken.
Maybe it's like
it just pulls it up.
Food trap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Keep your food from bears.
I don't know.
Or we're playing Angry Goblins, Angry Birds jungle style.
Yeah. Either way, I think we attack Brett will plan on just murdering these two, just so we don't have to worry about what the ramifications are.
Just racking my brain. If that's a catapult, it's like the worst catapult ever.
I mean, they're goblins who stand on top of each other to attack. So what you see is what you get as far as intelligence.
So as you're looking over this camp, mid-morning, you can see that there are like goblins kind of exiting out of these main huts here. Just kind of starting to like, there's some of them are like stretching, yawning as they exit. And you can see them starting, it looks like they're starting to do some like chores around, like some of them are cleaning up. In the center, not pictured here, there is this, what looks to be like some kind of altar of sorts. There's one of these spikes with a skull on it. And there's like a good amount of wood kind of gathered around it. And some of the goblins are like walking around and like just like cleaning up some of the area around it, kind of picking back up some of the wood that's fallen over, leaning it on this kind of wooden like altar-like thing. It looks like some kind of like ritualistic, like worshiping maybe the symbol of their tribe, something of that nature. There, a lot of the wooden masks are kind of set up around it. You'll note that a lot of the goblins around the camp don't wear their masks as they're walking around the camp. The only ones that seem to be wearing these wooden masks are the four kind of posted here around this tent, and the two that seem to be guarding this tree rope dealio over here. There are also a number of small goblins running around, children, some would say, that are like playing and like throwing rocks at each other, and just kind of generally running around the area, playing with each other. And every once in a while, one of the goblin adults yells at one of the children to come do something, and they do. Some of them are eating food at the cook fires, stoking the fires. It seems like generally mid-morning chores and child play shenanigans going on.
at that stick in the center, is there something on that stump, like an amulet necklace, or is it just a little shrine?
Roll perception check with advantage if you're using the spyglass.
I'm going to use the spyglass.
Fine, Brett. You can take it.
Yeah, I will.
Give me that stupid fucking
That's
thing.
incredible. That's unbelievable.
It's the other way.
Maddie
Yeah.
breathed. Maddie breathed on the glass.
Yeah, that's 100% what you did.
Before giving it to you. I guess it doesn't work for you. And she just rips it right back.
How are you all seeing? It's so hazy this morning.
Yeah.
No, yeah, there's a bunch of sticks and the masks. You don't see anything extra that you note from this angle at least.
Is there a good...
Trying to find something to just put out there so it could be noted on the map. But
Do we see a good path of approach, or is it just
here we go.
clear from all angles?
I know I'm not normally the one who proposes this, but you think we could trade with them? What if we gave them that thing that turns into the giant goat that we have? You think they
Turns into a crocodile, not a goat.
goat?
It's a crocodile.
Figurine of wondrous power, crocodile of travail. Oh, we might actually want that.
Turns into a croc, not a goat. That's the only difference.
You know, I'm all down to just wantonly murder goblins, but... And I would assume we would need to sneak to the other side. I can imagine.
Across stream too.
Yeah.
Because there's probably no way to get there without crossing the water.
Correct.
Okay.
Unless you divert to the north and see how far the stream goes.
How wide is it?
15 to 20 feet at its farthest across.
Okay.
And it looks generally pretty shallow, as far as you can tell.
I mean, because I would think we could pick a spot to travel, to cross and then potentially, sneak around them, because I'd want to be on the other side if possible.
I think that's a good idea.
But, you think we could trade them, the alchemy jug? Be like, here's a jug to get you wine every day. Or do we think that the item had so much religious devotion? That guy was pretty devoted to his fake one. So...
They might like the mayonnaise.
At the very least, I think it's worth a try, because with the kids running around, I don't think we can just literally set fire to the place without them at least shooting first at us.
So Gorm would also proffer that he and Gamos, being the non-stealthy ones, they've still got the mask of the goblin that was exiled, and they could concoct some sort of story about how Yaka's about to stage his glorious return and attack them.
Mm-hmm.
But that he fended them off, but they're rallying the frogs behind them or whatever. Meanwhile, the stealthier of the group go behind and neutralize the axe ones.
The
cut
catapult,
that off.
The catapult launchers.
And, with enough eyes, there are going to be enough eyes on Gamos immediately, just because the nature of who he is. Because we still have to deal with, if we go in there and trade, we still don't have the ability to do anything about those people in the cages. Whatever.
That's true.
I like this though, because Brett could go with y'all, being the bombastic, just kind of try and bluff them a little bit, while Tiny and Maddie go and are there to make sure the axe people don't just destroy it, and we could try and basically trade. Hey, y'all are about to die because the Grung and Yaka and I forget the orc's name, the priestess's name, Silver something, Michael?
Undril Silver Tusk.
Silver Tusk. They've all come. They know you've taken prisoners and are coming to get them back. And your only hope is to release the prisoners to us and release to us your Vorn amulet, and see where that gets us.
And then if they say no, we've got them surrounded.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where we could use some of the.
I think just maybe Azaka and I should go, since there's only the two of them over there, and can really. And I would assume we're by far the two sneakiest.
Sure.
I'm trying to look at people's sneak rolls earlier.
Yeah, I think you're right though, Will. That just coming in and showing big force to maybe.
You guys will just have to somehow let us know if it goes wrong.
I mean, I imagine it would be clear if it. Sorry, Rafa just won. I imagine it would be clear if it went wrong, because they would start shooting at us.
Might see a catapult.
Yeah, I'm sure you would see
them pick up the axe or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And though all of these are currently in the position on the map, everyone is milling around.
Yeah, except the guards, right? Yeah. It's not like we can't just all set up and okay, you get number 1, you get number 3, and
yeah, there are goblins moving all around the camp at this point, and it seems as you guys are kind of all looking on and talking about this, as time's kind of moving, more and more goblins kind of coming out and going about these chores and such.
Yeah, I think just looking at everyone's stealth, I think just me and Azaka should go, and she can hopefully help me, give us a few minutes to get in position and try to take a wider berth.
Yeah.
And then we'll get, and because plus I can close the distance really fast from the two of them if needed.
Before you go, Gorm would definitely tell Maddie that heroes do heroic things. And he absolutely hopes Maddie knows what he's referring to, because if it happens, it's going to be the most awesome thing ever. But heroes do heroic things.
All right.
So Maddie and Azaka are going to stop the axe cutters, right?
I think we're gonna go sneak around the backside and try to get within. Maddie could make it to the axe cutters in one round from 100 feet. If she needed to. So.
Yeah. So if you're gonna circumnavigate basically in this 300-foot diameter area.
I think we need 10 or 15 minutes or whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it'll definitely take a little bit of time, especially if you're trying to be quiet.
Before, Michael, make it clear the moment Azaka and Maddie are leaving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's with Azaka.
You guys take as long or as little as you want.
Since we're separating from the guide, has there been something? We can call it, I'll speak in your language, Michael, survivor landmarky, as in a super weird tree, or maybe do we think we could find our way to where we rested last night with that rock? Just since the guide is separating from the party, kind of a rally point if things hit the fan.
Yeah, I mean, you know the general direction of that thing. You do get the sense that survival checks would probably be necessary to find anything of note in this jungle, just because of how thick it is and how easy it is to lose yourself here. But yeah, I mean, you could certainly have a rally point that you all know and saw and were there but a few hours ago. But the question is if you all could find it.
Well, it's that, or I would say follow the stream till it hits the river, because we thought this comes off the main river, right?
Yeah, you generally think this probably comes off Soshin Star.
Then maybe that should be the maybe that should be the standing plan. Just the break in emergency. If the party gets split, just try and follow that stream to the river. Follow it south.
Sounds good.
Meet up at the fork if things go bad.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Maddie and Azaka are doing that. What are the rest of us doing?
I think we're marching in like really.
We're just cavalry.
I think we're puffing our chests, right? Like, I mean, everyone throw out ideas, but like the idea that it sounded like Will and I kind of are both throughout of like we're wanting to trade and we're gonna like hold the threat of the Grung and Silver Tongue and Yaka over them of like, you know, they're coming for blood. We just passed them a day ago. You know, we can stop them if you release the prisoners and give us the Vorn amulet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we fight so you don't have to.
Exactly. And it seems pretty likely that like we're gonna have to take the Vorn amulet. Like she's not just gonna give it to us, but at least that could get us close enough to be in a position to do that.
Yep.
And what's this queen's name? Grabstab?
That's right.
Okay. Grabstab.
All right.
Any other thoughts or ideas before we send this thing?
No.
There's another thought too of just going back to the escape route plan. If you can't get in a boat,
Steal their boats.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, that's just anyway.
Thought.
All right. So you're going to give Azaka and Maddie some time to circumnavigate this kind of large open area. Planning on forging the river somewhere to the north and or south, kind of in the thicker wood, if you can, is what Azaka's kind of say. Like we should kind of head south before crossing, so that we're in this kind of safer area. I don't know how well everyone is at judging the passing of time. So Azaka will either say we should do this thing at high sun, or if someone wants to, keep their spyglass trained on a specific area across the way until you see.
Let's do the latter.
Maddie show up.
I almost will take the spyglass back from Maddie.
Yeah, I like that idea of, we can all collectively with the spyglass point to an area like, okay, you're gonna let yourself be seen by us. That's where we'll be watching, and when you hit there, that's when we go.
Beautiful. So they'll start making their way. So it's kind of late morning. You are approaching generally high sun-ish at this time as you guys are headed out into the jungle. Maddie and Azaka, take a stealth check. .23 from the tiger woman, 21 from Maddie. So they kind of head off to the south, where they plan to kind of ford the river. and just slowly move through the jungle until reaching the other side. What are you all doing at this time? Just kind of like holding tight and waiting? Is that the plan?
I'm doing some light vocal warm-ups and getting into character.
Love that. Great.
We're still across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are like still across the stream, over 150 feet away from the basically center of camp.
How much does Gorm weigh with all his equipment?
Gosh, let me see. I would love to say that I did that for a side campaign, but I don't know that I did. He's 6'4" with heavy armor.
Big boy.
So
Heavy boy.
let's see how much the armor is. My total equipment weight is 93. So he probably, I mean, if 300 is a magic number, he's probably right around there and maybe like 1 ounce under it, if it helps. But with 93 pounds of equipment and being 6'4", I can't imagine that he's and a paladin, a strength-based paladin. I can't imagine he would be too far under that for total weight.
All right, I gotta do some math, but welcome to move ahead.
Those are the things you just love to hear.
Gorm sharpens his javelins.
Things are good.
Michael, I
So-
can't see very well. Like, it's still dark for being daylight on my screen.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it is for anybody else.
Interesting. How dark?
I can see, like, it's pitch black other than pockets of here and here.
The fuck?
Like, it circles of light, but everything else, like this whole area is pitch black. Pitch black here.
That makes, I'd say 0 sense to me. Maybe refresh the page. Is anyone else having weird?
No, other than the
Lighting?
dumb dynamic lighting stuff. Okay. I'm having that issue still.
Yeah, it's still doing it. I mean, I can see on the camera rock. Like, I can see what I'm supposed to see.
So it's just gore. I'm gonna turn off your vision and turn it back on. Did that do anything?
It turned it off and turned it back on to where it was.
But it's exactly the
Did
same.
something.
Yeah, when I look through your character's eyes, I see what you're supposed to see. Huh. That doesn't make no sense to me. It's off. The map is in daylight mode, so there should be nothing. I have no clue. You might just carry the camera rock with your token, I guess. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. Because I'm looking at everything and everything looks correct.
No, I can just look at it over here.
All right. I turned your night vision off. Did that do anything?
Nope. Yeah, it did actually. It turned off the little 10-foot area around my character, but the rest of it remained unchanged.
For some reason, your character is viewing this map as if it's not in daylight mode. That doesn't make any fucking sense. All right, we'll see what happens if it becomes a big issue. we'll deal with it at that point, because I literally haven't been
In character news, Gorm is definitely having a couple of drinks before what he assumes is going to be a big fight.
Does Gorm believe that falling in combat is worth the same against a goblin as it would be against a giant?
Not quite as much, but he does see people in cages, and he does see the hero that will save the world waiting to have his Obi-Wan moment and inspire her to shoot down the Death Star.
Okay.
So the goblins, not so much, but maybe the situation, good enough. He's getting pretty old. His chances of having a really glorious death are diminishing.
Love it. Maddie and Azaka, as you are getting closer to the position of which you are trying to assume, you, as well as the others who are looking for you, Gamos specifically, looking across the map, do see some differing movements going on in camp. A little different than just the general moving about of goblins, doing their daily chores or whatever it might be that they're doing. There is some amount of movement going on surrounding this tent here, as 4 new goblins approach, taking the spears as well as the masks from the goblins that are currently standing there, as if they are relieving them of guard duty. New goblins kind of taking over the position. Basically, right after that happens, the tent flaps open, and out pour a number of gobbies, as we say in the biz. 9 of them, to be precise. One of which looks kind of like this. A much more elaborate dress on this one, and this is the one that walks out last. It should be located, here, if I were, adjusting all this in real time, which I'm not. But that goblin kind of walks out, and they all kind of walk out and form this kind of like passage for this goblin to walk between them. If they were to put their arms up and make a tunnel, they could, that type of thing. The goblin walks out towards that central altar area, and seems to be kind of addressing some of the goblins. Some of the other goblins kind of move in closer around the small children that seem to be playing out in the grassier areas, are kind of told to shut the fuck up by the other goblins, the adults, and pulled in closer. And everyone seems to be watching on as this larger, more elaborately dressed goblin kind of addresses the rest of them. Then you see some of those goblins that exited the tent with who you can only assume is Queen Grabstab, walk over to this large hut here. They enter in the tent flaps, and as they do, some smoke kind of comes out the front, smoke that's still rising out of the top of it. And after a few moments, those goblins come out carrying these large clay pots. They all kind of bring those clay pots out. One of them putting a clay pot here near this big dirt like hardened dirt stalactite guy. One here in this one, and one all the way back here towards this farther back clay stalactite that reaches like up. It's like 10 feet. And then who you can once again only assume is Queen Grabstab. She starts walking over. First, she comes to this front one here, and all these little goblin children start coming in close and surrounding her as she walks in that direction, and they all are like. You can see the excitement on their little goblin faces as they're moving in with her, watching on. She will kind of walk up to that clay pot, and you see her reaching in, and then she just throws all these little like pebbles or something out from the clay pot, all over this big stalactite dirt thing. And Gamos, you probably see this the clearest as you're looking on through the spyglass. But as all those little pebbles hit this thing, these large ants emerge. And you can tell, oh, this is an ant hill. Just a really fucking big one. The ants are about the size of a fist. And they start emerging from this massive ant hill and collecting all these little pebbles. And as they're doing that, all the little children, all the goblin children are like having the time of their lives. They're loving it, just eating it up. They're all about this ant thing that's happening, this feeding of the ants. And then they all make their way to the back one over here. Same thing happens. All these ants come out and start collecting all these little pebbles and bringing them in to the mound. And then lastly, they go to this one way back here, doing that same thing. These large swarms of ants just collecting all these little pebbles from these clay pots in this kind of ritualistic show display of some kind. After it's done, the group Grabstab and all these children kind of walk in back towards the center. The pots are collected and brought back to this hut with the smoke pouring out of it. And there's some kind of conversing, some kind of address. And it seems like class is dismissed. And some of the children go out into the yard and start playing again. Some of the adults kind of mosey into some of the huts. Some of the other adults maybe going out, seeming to collect some stuff. A few of them grabbing some axes and heading off north into the woods that way, with a couple axes. It seems like a kind of a shift in the camp, and Queen Grabstab and the kind of 8 other goblins that were with her earlier kind of enter back into that tent, and those new guards now stand there outside of them.
Could we tell, was she wearing a necklace?
Yeah, make a perception check. I imagine, right, fucking snatching the thing out of Gamos's.
I mean, I'd ask Gamos to look. I was just in general asking.
Yeah, anybody can roll the perception check.
Gamos would pass it if you asked.
Maddie and Isaac.
Okay, sure, I'll go for it. Oh my gosh.
So she's wearing a lot of like clothes, trinkets, a lot of like robes, and there's just a lot going on. You don't get to get a glimpse of anything around her neck or anything like that. That looks like what you seek, but you're not sure if you just missed it or if she isn't wearing it. You don't know.
All right. Well, have we seen anything that makes us think we need to change plans, or should we go in?
The ants are odd.
Ants are odd.
Some sort of ritual.
Yeah. Wonder why they feed them.
Their shrine is sort of centered between all three.
Yeah,
I wonder if the spot has significance.
perhaps.
So, steer clear of the anthills?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we go though, right? Anyone last call for concern? All right. Yeah. Let's go in.
Borden.
Love it. So what's the plan?
Well, we've seen Maddie and Azaka are in position, and
Yeah. Maddie and Azaka have made it to their position.
I think we're gonna cross the river and see if we can talk our way to get an audience with Queen Grabstab, right? And once we're there, we will try and trade, bargain for, and or steal her amulet and free the prisoners. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds right. See
All right.
how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
How do you approach?
Waving a white flag or something?
I think we would approach. That's an anthill, right? Yeah, we'll kind of approach from where our box is. You know, kind of this direction. You know, avoid the anthill. I think Brett would be playing an instrument. You know, make it clear, like, we're not trying to be sneaky. Like, look at us. We're, you know, make us seem official, maybe. Preston's shaking his head. Doesn't like that.
Not at you. You're fine.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Act on.
It's something the
Yeah.
children will like.
Yeah. That. There you go. Yeah. We'll be playing an instrument.
Either Pied Piper.
Shark doo 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 doo.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
Sunny days.
Party order. Weapons drawn? Question mark.
Probably not.
Probably
Hands up.
not. I don't know about hand.
Should we all- should we all
weapons left in
forward-
the river? Throw all
should
your
we all-
weapons in the river.
Should we all go at the same time?
Hey, why would we not?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know goblin psychology.
Yeah, I think let's stick. We've already split the party a little bit. No need to split it more. We'll all go together. By the way, Michael, Connor has stepped away for a moment, so I don't know when he'll be back. Yeah, let's all go together. Weapons not drawn. Our hands aren't up. We're not surrendering. We're just
Sorry, I've been back. I've been back for a while.
Okay.
At what point do we form the battle stack? Is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's why Gambo's like he.
I was ready to jump across the river with you.
Oh.
See, I pictured you, Brett, if we're on the Monty Python kick of just you're doing the brave Sir Robin song.
That's good.
Yeah. When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled.
Yeah.
So
The nice thing about your group is you literally have horse clopping going on everywhere you go. So that's good. And it's quite literal, as Gamos loves rolling low on stealth.
That's a friend with two coconuts.
Yeah. Mythos and Zendala will be in the back. Brett and I think Gamos will be up front. Will make quite the impression. And then Tiny and Gorm in the middle. Little 2x3. Yeah, there we go.
And the rock goes with Gorm because for some reason Gorm can't see.
Yeah.
Gorm's blinded. All right, so playing a song, are we?
Yeah.
And approaching and exiting the jungle, playing a song, and just kind of walking along.
Mm-hmm.
Totally heedless, not stealthy.
Nope.
Noisy, going in full noise.
Yep.
I love it. It's great.
Yep.
It's great. Roll a performance check first of all. What instrument are you playing? Curiously. I just want to get a visual.
I'm playing a clarinet, I believe. Whatever the D&D version of the clarinet is.
I'm imagining it's just straight up a clarinet. It's
Okay.
Great. It's great. I have no idea, but that sounds just so right.
Oh my gosh. I haven't rolled above like a 5 in an hour.
Good, solid start. You guys have heard Brett play many things before, including this instrument. At first, you're just like, is he trying to like lower his standards down to goblin level? And Brett, I assume you're a bit annoyed. The humidity of the jungle
reed
has
is just
really
soaked.
yeah, exactly. And there's just a really annoying note that you're just not loving when it hits. And it's probably more annoying than anything to you. You probably focus on it a little too hard as you're walking, you know, just like not paying attention at all. You know, as you go, really focused on this song that you're not playing all that well. But, you know, it's better than most untrained folk.
They're goblins. They're not cultured.
Yeah. Who's to say? Who's to say how cultured these folks are? But as you start kind of marching out of the jungle and approaching the water, you definitely get the attention of many of the king as some of the goblins turn in a very sense of surprise and start like calling out. Some of them pointing in your direction, some of them like calling back. There is an immediate sense of panic in the air. You can tell by the way some of them are moving. Some of them start kind of running. Some of the children, especially, running back towards the camp. There is immediate change of tone in the camp as you guys start walking out. What do you?
We're walking forward, I think. Like no one's come to approach us yet, right?
No one is approaching.
Yeah. I think we would keep an eye on like if they do anything with the prisoners. But otherwise I think we start making a beeline towards the center of camp.
Love it. All right, so as you guys are walking towards, a couple of things on the map to reflect what's going on. You see a lot of the children are gathering and kind of entering into some of the huts. The goblin children are these ones marked with the green masks. But most of them will be kind of vanished for the time being. As they kind of enter these huts, more goblins seem to kind of be roused from within them, from whatever they may have been doing inside, and kind of exiting You see a lot of these goblins running towards the kind of central pillar structure. Many of them are grabbing masks and donning them off that central pillar structure as you guys are kind of fording that river.
I'll also say, Michael, as the tenor changed, go, wrong song. That's the problem here, and I will switch, and we'll start playing separate ways instead. I'm sure I was playing like "Welcome to the Jungle" when we walked in, and that was the wrong note. So I'm gonna change tune, play "Separate Ways" by Journey, and see if that helps with the mood.
A little bit.
Yeah, maybe it's a touch better, that one. But you do get the sense that the mood isn't quite shifting nearly to your liking as these goblins start kind of like forming up in ranks. And grabbing these masks, starting to don them, as well as grabbing spears. The front line, as you can see, all are grabbing spears, and the back line having bows, short bows, and a lot of them are drawing them and aiming them in your general direction. You don't see any change in the tent where you last saw Grabstab, and there is also no apparent change from the dudes in the back. They still have axes. Their axes are now kind of like in a more upright position, and there is no change down by the prisoners. Although it does appear that no one is now watching them.
Hiding behind Gamos. I'm gonna pop that off real quick on myself.
Love it.
And then he'll kind of poke his head out and look jovial. Non-threatening.
All right, so you guys kind of walk across the river. I'm just going to put you there. So you are now on dry land, just standing there as the goblins kind of tensely look in your direction. None of them speaking. Their spears kind of extended out towards you with these masks on, and the ones in the back with bows drawn and kind of angled in your direction. Maddie and Azaka, you see all this happening as they aim in the direction of your party members.
Maddie's just concerned for Brett.
She can hear the of the reed.
Yeah, she's like
squeaking. She's like,
Azaka, I swear, something's wrong. I bet the clarinet's broken. That's weird. He's so good.
Is this the sign that something has gone wrong?
I don't know.
It sounds like a dying bird.
If there's one more under DC 15 performance check, I may just go running in.
We should run in screaming right now. It seems something
I'll try to do the act
horribly wrong.
For Welcome to the Jungle. Just be like, wow. There we go.
The buddy cop movie that we need is Maddie and Azaka.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll walk to like 30 feet of the front line and then stop if no one comes to approach us or if they don't do anything.
Maybe try to...
No immediate change. They're all just
Okay. At that point, I will take just one step forward and hail, warriors of the tribe of Queen Grabstab, we come in peace. I am the emissary of the adventurers. We request an audience with your queen. Will you let us pass? It's auto 17 persuasion. I can roll for higher if you like.
As you yell,
Auto 18, sorry.
as you yell out there, they all kind of like look around, and as you say grab stab, they all grab stab, grab, and like they kind of chatter to one another, and they all just kind of like stare at you and look at you quizzitively after that, as they're all just kind of like pointing their spears up.
Does it feel like that was the only word they understood?
Yeah, it does.
Nice. Good.
And as you're standing there, a few moments go by, and then the flaps of the tent open.
There we go.
And out walk a number of goblins. Much like before, they make this kind of like tunnel for Grabstab to walk through. And the queen of the biting ant, right? Oh my god, there's so many goblins. Begins stepping out and slowly approaching the front. She looks like this again.
Do I see the amulet that her art has on her?
Have her full picture. Oh, yes, there we go. Check this out. Show the players. There's her picture.
It's an ugly goblin.
And yeah, as she walks out and is kind of walking up to the front, you can actually see like swaying beneath her neck is this like bronze and adamantine amulet. Clearly resembles the amulet that Yaka had, though Yaka's is obviously an imitation of this one. For this one is quite clearly not an imitation, and is very specifically, I guess she's actually, I wish there wasn't so many goblins. She's gonna stand there. There's just fucking so many of these fuckers. So many goblins. So many godboys. And she just kind of stands there for a second, looking out at all of you. Saying nothing as she does. Just stares.
Hail, Queen Grabstab. I am the emissary. May we be permitted to approach, that we may speak together.
You'll speak from there. What you want with Grabstab and biting ant tribe?
We, the adventurers, have come to warn you of a grave danger.
What danger?
I will point towards the prisoners in the cage. You and your power has rankled your enemies. the enemies you hold there and the tribes of Silver Tusk, the Grung, and of those you exiled, Yaka, plot your demise.
When you say Yaka, all the ones that were earlier didn't seem to understand you. All kind of like look around. You hear some of them whispering, Yaka, Yaka.
How do they look when they say that?
Roll an insight check.
Through their masks. Through their
No
masks.
clue. Big wooden
Nailed
masks.
Nailed it.
They're goblins. Hard to tell.
When Brett says Yaka, Gorm will take the mask and hand it to Brett so that he can present evidence.
We, the adventurers, narrowly escaped. They're evil. They tried to capture us and torture us. We came here to you, Grab Stab, to warn you of your peril and demand that you release your prisoners, so that you may protect your people and no blood may be spilled.
Roll a deception check.
It's an auto 17. Auto 16, excuse me. But
What's what ability?
It is my Silver Tongue ability.
Love it.
So auto 16.
You need that tonight.
Yep.
Prisoners no be released. No tribes can take Yellyark. Yaka knows this. Grungs know this. If Yaka almost kill you, you weak. Venture tribe. Me suggest you go back to where you come.
I will use prestidigitation and every campfire in the area. It's 10 feet. Never mind. I will just then thrust my hands out, and sparks and light will shoot out for them, and call out, "Do not mistake my calls for peace for weakness, Queen Grabstab. I seek only the safety of your people." And I will gesture to all of them. I know this is such a dumb idea, but it's what Brett would do. Look to her tribe. If your queen does not want to protect you, perhaps you should find someone who truly cares about you. Perhaps Yaka was better served as your leader, as he served the true Vorn.
Too good.
I'm literally just sitting with a stick poking a hornet's nest right now.
We're just having fun, folks.
Yeah.
Grabstab starts laughing as you do the prestidigitation, the sparks. And as you say the bit about Yaka, she angrily kind of whirls about in place and extends her hand towards you. And a burst of fire extends. And I need everyone to roll for initiative
Oh shit!
next week.
I'm not gonna be here next week.
Well, I'm not running a 40 goblin combat tonight.
Yeah.